All right.
Yeah, once I see we're live.
What's going on, man? We are back with Triggered with Instructor Mike and friends. I am just Instructor Mike. No special introduction, none of that shit. And with me is John from Guardian Concepts and Marquise Miranda from P6. I'm going to go on ahead and start. Go on ahead, John, introduce yourself, and then we'll go on ahead and go to Marquise. We got an interesting show. So if you're watching on Facebook, go on ahead and like, tag some people in it, share. I'm always watching the comments section. We're going to pop it up on the screen and interact. We got a pretty interesting show for you all tonight. If you're watching on YouTube, go on and hit that subscribe button, hit that bell for notification, and they're going to go on ahead and plug their social media handles and their business. John, go.
How's it going, everyone? This is John with the Guardian Concepts. We're based out of Bourbon, Illinois, so we're a little bit south of Chicago. As far as where the rest of the guys, Mike and Marquise and them, we do the basic concealed carry class. We do the advanced training. We teach you the stuff, obviously, just like some of these other gentlemen, that is going to save your life. I mean, the real stuff that Illinois doesn't cover in its basic concealed carry course. Shooting on the move, covering concealment, reloads, differences, multiple target acquisitions, all that good stuff. I'll post up, obviously, at different point our contact information. If you're looking for training, obviously give us a shout and follow the instructors, and let's have a great show.
Excellent. Marquise, go.
Sir. Hi, everybody. My name is Marquise Miranda. I'm the owner-operator of P6 Firearms Training, teach concealed carry, advanced skills, advanced pistol, rifle, shotgun, slingshot, knife, whatever you got, we're gonna get you ready with it. All right. In my personal opinion, I feel like there's no such thing as a specific weapon. I feel like whatever you can use, what you should be using. All right. And at the end of the cast, I'll talk about the courses for these coming upcoming courses.
Absolutely.
Cool. Just look up MikeBrownsClass.com, concealed carry, whatever. Let's get it going. Tanya, what's going on? Good evening, gentlemen. Look, I'm gonna throw this across the screen. Y'all can get kicked out of this. Every time I see his name from YouTube, that shit just I'm from the government and I'm here to help. We are not gonna say anything about the vaccine. We're gonna move on. That's a whole nother conversation. I had to pig Latin that shit. That's it. They're not shutting this shit down. Not today. All right, here we go. What's going on, Aaron? All right, so we're gonna go on ahead and let's get the likes up, let's get the shares, all that great stuff. We're gonna go on ahead and talk about John is gonna talk about medical or just marijuana and concealed carry. Because that's definitely a topic that needs to be discussed. We're gonna talk about unlawful use of a weapon. And we're just gonna wherever the conversation just leads, we'll just go there. You know, Marquise, whatever's on your mind, just throw it out there. Maybe some of the things that we've seen in concealed carry classes. But let's talk about unlawful use of a weapon. So I'm constantly in bond court. Not that I want to be in bond court, but I'm constantly in bond court because, you know, it's interesting to see let's see what just happened. Hey, all right. It's interesting to see. Let me get that technical difficulty squared away. It's interesting to see what the courts do as it relates to concealed carriers and people who get locked up for weapons violations. We hear it all the time. You know, you hear Superintendent Brown all the time saying that we've locked up so many people for gun arrests and gun offenses and things like that. And I've always tend to question that. Now, those of you all who follow me, you know my experience, former police officer, stuff like that. What the fuck does that mean, right? But, you know, former police officer going out there, making arrests and all that great stuff, and then become a concealed carry instructor after being a police firearms instructor, whatever. And you hear from your students, and I'm sure Marquise and John have their experiences too. You hear from your students when you hear about the police traffic stops and, a guy that, granted, let's talk facts. You should have had your concealed carry. Like, you should have had it, but you got your FOIA card. You're going to the range or coming from the range. You got so excited, you forgot to unload it, and you get popped off by the police officer. You got two types: the cop just doing his job and the thirsty cop. Hands up in the air. I have been that thirsty cop. I'm sorry, I've been that thirsty cop. Because hey, whatever. Right. I'm just saying, you got to understand that there's the right way to do it. And we're going to talk about that. Marquise, your hand was itching. Go.
Dude. All right. So it's hilarious you even bring it up, man, because what was the old saying in the military? Excuses are like a-holes.
Man, everybody got one.
And they all stand.
Everyone got one.
Promise.
So your level of excitement, all right, let's think about this one concept. If you don't have a concealed carry and you're leaving a gun range with a loaded gun, there's a lot going on in your head that you need to be really prayerful about. Like, you need a prayerful mother or father or a cousin or distant relative praying for you. Because in my mind, why would I put a loaded gun in a bag or a box? I'm already stuck on that. Like, bag, box, loaded gun, or even to the concept or the point of, like you said, with the thirsty police officer. I have only been pulled over one time where I was asked about weapons. Now, I've been pulled over multiple times now. Don't get it misunderstood. As a young man, I was born with that lead foot. My foot was like straight up, it was titanium power. But I've only been asked once about a firearm or weapons in my car. And that's because I had something in my seat that showed that I was in a class that that dealt with a lot of firearms.
Right.
But other than that, I'm like, I can't fathom without a concealed carry a loaded gun.
Yeah. I just let's go on ahead and talk about, first of all, in order for you to have a fire, and with this new law, we definitely got to do a live talking about that, because this new law that's about to start, was it July 1st or something like that? Oh no, I'm sorry, January 1st, 2022. That's going to bring a whole new set of stuff that we need to honestly prepare for and teaching that if we ain't already there. But as it stands right now, and as it's been since the enactment of the Concealed Carry Act in Illinois, we got two stupid licenses, one which makes sense, one which does not. The FOID card, 430 ILCS 65, right? In order for you to have a FOID card, you got to go through all this stuff, not really much. No training is involved, right? $10, $11, whatever. Pay your fee, get your card, and you can go out there and, like the roller derby, you can just do whatever legally. Okay. That's the FOID card. You can't carry this on your person, though. You can't carry that. So for those of y'all who don't understand that, you cannot carry that on your person. The FOID card only allows you to be able to possess firearms and ammunition in your house, in your own abode, in a fixed place of business where you have authorization from the owner to do so in writing, or you own it yourself and you have papers to support that, right? If you are going to another place and you are transporting that firearm, you cannot have that in or on your person. Now, thirsty cop moment here, right? Right? Anytime I've always arrested someone for unlawful use of a weapon, and I have done that plenty of times before, you hear the trifecta, and that's what we've always called it: unloaded, cased, and immediately accessible. Those are the three. But for me to be a type of person who has always been, in the law, I have to be honest. I didn't read the statute entirely because I would take the state's attorney's word for face value that it was unloaded and cased and not immediately accessible, because that's the way they always prosecute. So let's look at the statute here, okay? Because that is something important to even talk about. Let me get to that screen real quick. Turn to go difficulties. Turn the fuck that up. Yep, there we go. Here we go. Got it. Let me throw it up on the screen here. Sound like Carmen over here. Yeah, there we go. All right. You'll see this, right? I'm sure you'll see this. Good. All right. Here we go from the current slide. Got it. All right, here we go. 720 Illinois Compiled Statutes Act 5, Section 24-1, unlawful use of a weapon. And we haven't even gone to the aggravating factors of this yet. But Section 4, long and short of it, you could be charged with unlawful use of a weapon if Section 4 carries or possesses in any vehicle or concealed on or about his person, except when on his land or his own abode, legal dwelling, okay, or fixed place of business, or in the land or in the legal dwelling of another person as an invitee with that person's permission, written permission, get it in writing. I'm telling you, consent is only as good as a person's morals, right? Well, we can talk about that. Person's permission, any pistol, revolver, stun gun, or taser, or other firearm, except that this subsection A4 does not apply to or affect the transportation of weapons that meet one of the following conditions. I wish Cook County state's attorneys were in this live watching this, because they have always done and continuously done the three. Are broken down in a non-functioning state, or y'all see that, are not immediately accessible, or are unloaded and enclosed in a case. Now, there is another case that I'm gonna stop sharing the screen, get out of here, and let you guys comment on that. What's your thoughts about what you just read? Does that jive with what you've always understood it to be, or have you always thought it had to be the three?
Since day one, I mean, it was preached. All three.
That's what I thought.
All day, that's what it was preached. And it wasn't until I started getting heavily involved in this and actually started reading the stuff myself when it's like, oh, or
big ass word.
It's like, whoa, hold on. What I've known my entire life is out the window.
They've been lying to us. Damn.
I'm with you. I'm with you with that. But here's the thing. I know that they're separated, but I preach the three. Not the broken down, non-functioning part. Not that part.
No.
The part about not easily accessible in a case, unloaded. I preach that one because the way I see it is that that's a police discretion. Mm-hmm. It's not about the knowledge of the law, because I gave up on that. Trust me. I'm not arguing with a uniformed cop, an ununiformed cop. Right. If you have cop in your DNA, I'm not arguing with you whatsoever. I don't care if your twice removed grandfather was a cop. If that's in your bloodline, I'm not going to argue with you because it's not worth it. Right. So I know that they're separated. But I preach the three only because I want to make sure that if you only have a FOI card, don't get hemmed up in a traffic stop. You know, because I know it's the or, but in my mind, you got that one person that's going to argue with the cop. And what are they going to do? They're going to argue, not argue. Because if I'm going to argue with you, I'd rather pull up the piece of paper with the statute that you're supposed to follow, and we can have that discussion. I'm not going to hit you with nothing off the top of my head, because if you have that one egotistical, or like I might like to say, thirsty cop.
Thirsty cop, boy.
Oh, hell no. Nah. Dude, I'm not even for the... This is as much as you finna get from me.
That's it.
I'm not finna argue with you, no. But you're right. This is trifecta that technically isn't a trifecta.
Now, John, go. And then we're going to look at an interesting Illinois State Supreme Court case.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. John, go.
But yeah, I mean, I still preach it. You know what I mean? It's never going to change, but I do obviously include that word or now. I mean, that's the big thing. Obviously, for us, we got to give out all that proper information as much as possible. And obviously, you know what I mean? Again, growing up, we got something different. Things change. We start realizing things, start looking into things, and it's like, oh, okay. So, I mean, for now, yeah, it's not going to change. I'm going to keep preaching it all day, every day.
Right.
I mean, cooperate. And we're not here to argue. Again, if I'm getting pulled over, we're stopping. We're hands at 10 and 2. That's it. I ain't moving. I ain't doing nothing.
But here's a question for you guys.
Go ahead.
Do you remember the evolution where it was unloaded in a case, ammo was separate in another area?
Yeah, yeah, I remember that too.
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
Okay, so good. We all that old. Then.
Firearm had to be in one spot in the trunk, not accessible, whatever the case may be. Lock up the ammunition in the glove box, not in the same case. Again, not accessible. Yes, 1000%.
So you think about how hilarious this conversation is right now. We grew up with this same law that has not changed, but mentally it's evolved from like, dude, this has been gospel for years. But you know, coming home from the military, driving from North Carolina where I had concealed carry, to come to Chicago, and you're trying to sit here like, oh my God, I'm crossing to Illinois. Let me unload my gun. Let me take all the bullets out my gun. Let me wipe the bullets off my gun.
Yeah.
Let me put my gun in the box, put it in the back, put my bullets somewhere else.
Yep.
Oh yeah. Driving in off the Borman, you know what I mean? Stopping at Indianapolis Boulevard. I gotta pull over, unload before I cross over.
Yep. Yeah. Sad. You know, yeah, Andre laughing too. All right, here we go. Let's look at this case of People versus Diggins, because this case came out of, I want to say, Peoria County. Gun in a center console. Gun in a center console. Remember the statute. Unloaded and broken down in a non-functioning state. Unloaded in a case. And not reasonably accessible. Center console. Is that a case? What do you think?
It's encased. I mean, we already consider the vehicle a storage device for concealed carry.
I will say, what year was the incident?
I thought you were going to say what year. I thought you were going to say what year was the car.
No, what year was the incident? Because the only reason why I say that is because technically the word container for the center console and glove compartment wasn't until the concealed carry statute.
Yep.
That's the only reason I'm asking, what year was the
this is People versus Diggins, and it was decided October 8th, 2009. And it was dealing with section 24-1.6C3 of the Criminal Code of then 1961, which has then since been updated to the Criminal Code of 2012, right? So it's been updated, but the same statute still is the case out of Peoria County. And so pretty much he had a firearm in his center console. Okay. The lid of the center console was ajar, and although there was a key and the console was locked, he opened the lid and observed the two unloaded handguns, a 45 caliber semi-automatic black pistol, and a chrome 357 Magnum revolver. Sidebar, what kind of car was he driving? It was a Chevrolet Suburban, black Chevrolet Suburban. Okay. And he had that in his center console. You know, the defendant testified that the console was locked when Sergeant Bowling executed the traffic stop. Of course, you know, it's one person's word against another. He's arrested, and it went all the way up to the Illinois Supreme Court. The appellate court reversed the decision of the circuit court. The circuit court, of course, convicted him. The appellate court reversed and remanded it for a new trial, and they pushed it all the way up to the Illinois Supreme Court, and they, of course, granted certiorari. They granted the petition for appeal, and the Supreme Court of the state of Illinois agreed with the appellate court on the reversal of the conviction and the remanding for a new trial, because the Illinois State Supreme Court did find, without going through all of this, okay? Conclusion is, we affirm the judgment of the appellate court, which reversed the judgment of the circuit court and remanded the cause for further proceedings. Now, they did say that there was enough information to find, that a jury could have found him guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. But still in all, a center console is considered to be a closed container. Whether or not it has a lock on it, it's considered to be a container. And I find so many cases out of Cook County, and especially out of Chicago, where there are these police officers who are, how do we sit there and say, coerced? I don't want to say coerced. That's probably too harsh of a word, right? Convinced, right? Go out there, stop as many people as you can, get as many guns as you can, because Soup loves numbers. They love numbers. They love to say it's a big gun problem. We've gotten so many guns, and it's like every time you hear Superintendent Brown, every time we've got so many guns off the streets of Chicago, guns, and that's the only thing. They don't talk about the manner in which they got the guns. They just got the guns off. John, and then Marquise, go.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's all based on statistics. That's what everyone wants to hear. They don't want to hear how the guns got taken off the street. They just want to know they've been removed. Everyone wants that sense of security, knowing that firearms are off the street. But again, I mean, us as gun enthusiasts and lawful firearm owners, again, we want our rights protected too. I mean, we got a right to, obviously, if you have just your FOIA card and you don't have a concealed carry, you want to be able to, travel with a firearm, not have to worry about being harassed, and go to where you're trying to go to, whether it be the range, back to the house, or whatever the case may be. You want to be able to just enjoy. I mean, this is a sport within itself that everyone most of us love.
Right.
So,
yeah. Marquise.
Same old stuff, different day, man. It is. And it just always upsets me that there's always a new gun law for no one except for people who follow the law.
Yep.
When the superintendent got beat down about, the crime in Chicago and things like that, I was like, well, wait a minute now, hold up. If arrests are being made, but people aren't being prosecuted,
that's another.
I mean, I made a post a couple of days ago. Young man shot this 42-year-old man in the leg, and I think the man shot him back. And I got to go back and look at the report or whatever. And I was like, he got charged with aggravated battery and a small gun charge. And I posted, I said, well, wait a minute. If you know anything about the human anatomy, there's a thing called a femoral artery in the thigh.
I remember that.
He shot him in the thigh and got
smack on the wrist. That's it.
So what are you? Because guess what? If I hit you with aggravated battery and a gun charge, what are we looking at? Maybe 8, 9 months, 10, maybe.
Before we go to trial or conviction, which one?
I'm thinking conviction.
No, he's thinking about conviction time in jail. I know where his thought process is.
Because my thing is mentally,
I'm gonna be less than a year in jail.
Right, because technically what we're looking at is no cash bond. Remember, no cash bond. Everyone's getting house arrest.
Yep.
And that was after COVID.
Okay.
Yep.
And then you're talking about a gun charge. Let's say this is his first time offense, but we're not looking at where I shot. We're looking at the act of shooting. So in my mind, I really feel like my man is about to hit maybe 10 months.
We're gonna answer your question. Now, proud to carry. Hold on to that question, and there's a couple of you all watching. There's a couple of you all. Enrique, we're gonna answer your question. Tania, we're gonna answer your question. So I hope you're still watching. Hey, Florence. Hey, Leah. I'm sorry about that. We're gonna go ahead and answer your question. I want to get to this, Raymond, because you hear Superintendent Brown and other folks in CPD saying they're letting them out, they're letting them out, they're letting them out. But I've been listening to Bond Court 26 and Cal on YouTube. And anybody can go to it. I'm going to put it up on the screen so that way you can see how it looks. No excuses, so that you can go to YouTube and listen for yourself. I just don't see them letting out. That's how it looks right there. Cook County Courtroom, Lighton Criminal Courts Building. Set a reminder. You can listen to it for yourself. Okay. I just wanted to put up there so you can see how it looks. I don't see them letting a lot of people out. So I hear these judges when you're hearing the prosecution talk about circumstances and aggravation, the bond proffer, and then the shouts out to Assistant Public Defender O'Toole. God bless her heart. She God, I don't know. She tries the best she can, but some people you just can't provide any mitigation other than where they live, that they've given their life to Jesus. They were baptized as a little baby. They knew Mary as a Catholic, sprinkle, and that's the best shit you got. Give them a reasonable bond, and that's it. I'm just like, but the judge is like, all right, I've gone ahead and weighed circumstances and aggravation and circumstances and mitigation. And unfortunately, the court cannot ignore the state's bond proffer. You've overcome the presumption of a monetary bail. And I just remembered that because I just so used to hearing it. And then we're going to go ahead and set the bond at $250,000 D. And I'm like, she gave you the D. So I just don't get where this argument is coming in that they are just, now don't get me wrong. You got those that have made the media that should have been kept in jail. But I think that there is a severe disconnect between understanding the process of what it takes to arrest, what the Gerstein versus Pugh in establishing probable cause to be able to detain, the state's bond proffer. I mean, this one state's attorney, black too. Okay. You got the whole Kim Foxx thing. People got their opinions about Kim Foxx. I have them too. But he argued the hell out this case for this guy to get no bail. And it worked. It worked. He's currently in county right now because he had committed one gun case, got probation. Another gun case, got put on bond, high bond, committed it again 4 times. This time he got no bail, and he already had a parole hold. So I don't know if the narrative out there is fair that all these folks are being released when, in fact, if you listen to the bond court, state's attorney is doing as much as they can with the police presenting as much as they can. And then some of these cops' testimonies have been shit.
I got one for you right now. I'm just going to read a headline.
Go ahead.
April 18th, 2021.
Okay.
2 brothers, including felon on house arrest, shot man 11 times in West Pullman slaying.
So much for that. I fucked all that. Thanks, Marquise.
Now,
I tried.
Here's what's bad, brother. Here's what's bad. I was going to go with a case that happened last year.
Yeah.
That a man, and if I could find a case, I got you. But what happened was this gentleman received a gun charge. He got ankled up, walked down the street and shot somebody else.
That happens.
Now, mind you, I was looking for last year's case. Right. Bro, this was April 18, 2021, a headline.
I was trying to play devil's advocate. I fucked that up.
I'm going to say the next thing. I mean, obviously, those are the cases that make it to court.
Yeah.
I mean, how often
right.
Our charges not even filed based off of the state's attorney saying the courts are too backlogged for this.
Right.
You know I mean, all we did is we caught somebody with a gun. We're just going to take the gun and send them back on their way.
I'm going to read you another one.
Rub it in. Go ahead, sir. Fuck.
Teen accused of committing homicide while on house arrest, now on house arrest again.
We tried. I'm sorry. We tried. Fuck it. Right.
So, and don't get me wrong, brother. I'm pretty sure what you're hearing in 26 in Cali is right on.
Yeah.
But I don't know if every case is being tried in 26 and Kelly because
there's all those back rooms.
Damn.
Brother, when you want to talk about that revolving door of justice,
right?
I'm gonna put it to you like this, and this is how I feel. I'm not saying this is how Mike feel. I'm not saying this is how John, right?
Yep.
I'm not saying this is how John feel. I'm saying this is how I feel. A law-abiding citizen got one time to screw up. When you look at the statute, when you look at the statute for unlawful use of a weapon, you got one misdemeanor. The rest of them are felonies. You want to know why people should leave gun owners? Excuse me, let me phrase that. Nope. Legal gun owners alone is because when we own guns, when we got a FOI card and a concealed carry, we cross the street differently. We open doors differently. We drive differently. We try to do so many things where I'm trying to walk on a line that's so thin that I don't want to piss anybody off or even mess with a cop. Because why? I love freedom. I love choosing what I want to eat at night and in the morning and in the afternoon or period. I love choosing when I go to the gym. It's up when Mike gets on the mic. He says, "Get on real quick," and I gotta not go to the gym. We let that go.
Right.
I
gotta remember your schedule.
Exactly. I like choosing the fact that I get to go to bed next to my wife and choose a woman to cuddle up next to, and not have to worry about a biting pillow scenario or fighting someone to get them off me scenario.
Big ass meech,
bruh. In my personal opinion, I feel like I'm kind of an attractive man, so I feel like I'll be fighting every day in county.
You know what I'm saying? So ugly, right?
Bruh, every day in county, bruh.
That's it. They ain't gonna fuck with you though. You gonna D block Marquise's pieces.
Don't hashtag that. Hell
Don't
no.
do that shit. Y'all better not. You'll be on block. Hey, you got my pieces, bitch. Look, all right. Oh God. Commissary out. All right, man. Shit. Andre Lewis said it best. Yes, leave us legals alone. And for those of you all who've been in my class, and I know Marquise talk about it, I know John talk about it. That's why we tell y'all, look, situational awareness and even conflict resolution when we are carrying a pistol is so important. Like domestic relations, like ladies, let the guys, if you know your husband, man, boyfriend, boo, loved one, whatever, carries a pistol and you carry a pistol too, y'all get into a conflict. If he want to walk away, let him walk. Cooler heads prevail. Don't, no, babe, no, you said you never leave. Fuck that shit. Let him walk. Because I'm telling you, we talking about misdemeanor UUW. We haven't even got to 720 ILCS 512.3.2, right? 12.32, which is domestic battery.
Yep.
We ain't even talked about that, which is the misdemeanor conviction of domestic battery pursuant to the Lautenberg Amendment of the National Gun Control Act. You will never be able to carry a gun again. It is not expungible. You are convicted. That is it.
Done for.
Guys, fucking run. You see what I'm saying? Like, that's a whole nother lie.
Yep. We got rights and privileges gone.
Boy, that's a whole nother lie. Go ahead,
That's gonna be an alcohol live, bro.
Shit.
Like, we're gonna have to put a bottle on the screen. Like, listen, every time we mention the word domestic, you know what I'm saying, dude.
We're gonna be drunk. That's gonna be a lit show. Oh
jeez.
Be pointing off the screen. You won't even know what I'm over there. Right. He over here. I'm sorry. What happened?
What's up, Kedar? What's up, Chief? How are you?
Hey, look at the comment that Raymond Barnes made at 8:32.
Yeah. He said, yeah, as a matter of fact, don't forget, we're gonna go back to answer those questions too, because those are some good questions. You all that posted them. I'm going back. I hope y'all still here. He said, I know a guy who got an I-bond the next day and got locked up 2 days later for another UUW. And shouts out to Ray. He works out in the city. Ain't gonna say which one unless he posted up out there. You know, he sees it. You know, we hear about it and see it. We know it happens. And so I want you all to understand that even though we were talking about the inconsistencies in police actions versus you getting, you know, into court, it's better if you stay within the trifecta. You know, if you only have a FOID card, unloaded, encased, and not immediately accessible. Even though the law says or, I'm going to say it's better safe than sorry that you do that. And here's a little caveat. And then I yield the floor to John and then Marquise. You know, I recommend that you get a safe little box, whatever the case may be, whatever you get, get something where the key is not the primary mechanism of entry.
Yeah.
You get your ass whooped and your keys get taken off of you, and now they got access to it. I'm just saying, you need to have something where it's, I like the little combination where it's 3 or 4. So that way I can set it to 0, 0, 0, 0. And then when they ask you what you already know where I'm going. When they ask you what your combination is, I'm like 0, 0, 0, 1. No shit. 0, 0, 0, 2. Shit. 0, 0, 0, 3. And I'm complying. We just got a long trip to go.
We got 9,999 possibilities.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I cannot. We got 9. It depends. If you got 3, you got 999 chances. Yep. And then if you got 4, you got 9,999 chances. So get the one that's got 4. You got 9,999 chances. And then we haven't even begun to mix up the combinations, which extends it even more. Yep. I'm just saying, what if the cop gets irritated and whoop your ass? But they haven't found a gun. I'm just saying, look, I'm just saying, and then you don't have a gun charge. You might have obstruction, but I'm just saying, if you recording, you about to get that payroll. I'm telling you, you got to protect yourself. And we're teaching you this stuff to protect yourself. There are a lot of great cops that are out there, but there are some guys and some ladies who should not be on the job. We were not responsible for them getting hired. They got on the job, and I'm sure John has trained cops. I know Marquise has trained cops. That's a whole nother fucking live talking about them coming on the range and can't even shoot. So I know if they can't shoot. John, go. Shit.
How many times? I mean, so many police departments do not do the amount of training that they need for daily duty. I mean, I know police officers gone months without even firing the firearm. Months. You cannot be proficient without firing. There's no way.
And your Glock pistol in the dust. God,
it's got more dust and skin cells inside the grooves than it does gunpowder.
What is this?
Why are you doing this? Why are you doing this right now? We just said we're not going to have an alcohol episode, yet you bringing up alcohol-related incidents right now. That's necessary.
Sheriff, come on the damn range. Baby, how you pull the slide back? Ma'am, how do you carry a gun and you don't even know this shit? So what do you think about the safes? What kind of safes do you all recommend for
I'm huge on the combos. I mean, again, your keys get lost. Again, you can get beaten and your keys taken. Cop can say, you know what I mean, hand over your keys. Next thing you know what I mean, you're handing your keys over out of safety. Now the police officer's unlocking that box.
So for me, I'm against 3 types of safes.
Okay, right.
I'm against 3. I don't like biometric.
Nope.
I don't like biometric because if you own a cell phone, you know damn well you don't get into that cell phone every time you hit your finger against it. And God forbid you cut, burn, or bleed on that fingerprint and you can't use it. I don't use combination spin dial.
Okay. Oh, hell no.
Yeah, no, not the spin dial.
Because we've all been to high school.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
It's a Sarah dance with the peg leg.
One
I
right,
got this.
back
I got
left.
this.
Oh,
And the
crap.
last one I'm against is key only.
Okay.
So those are the only three I don't like.
Yes.
Now everything else I'll take as gospel. I think is great. Personally, when it comes to the safe in the car, I'm trying to figure out why you need access. Because I thought any lock case required a warrant.
It's very true. Unless isn't there probably
unless you have the probability that a crime is being committed or the car is stolen.
Well, yes, yep. You got a valid point.
Okay, so let's run through some case law. And by the way, get those likes up, get those hearts up, share, tag people in this conversation. Great shit. I love it. Here we go. Let's talk about some case law. So we know Terry versus Ohio, 392 US 1. That's the minimum standard that gives the police the ability to be able to do investigative stops, stuff like that. And then there's a question of whether or not they can ask you to step outside of the car. I got to get this video, and I don't know if matter of fact, when I throw it to you all, I'm gonna try to find this video. Corporate, who is a social media influencer, Chicagoan, great guy. You know, he did this video, wonderful video, and it explains a lot. So I get the question all the time that talks about can the police ask you to step outside of the vehicle, even though what they're asking you to step outside of the vehicle has nothing to do with the reason why they stopped you? Yes. Pennsylvania versus Mims. They can ask you to step outside the car for, at minimum, officer safety. Right? Well, what about the passenger? You ain't got shit to say to me. I ain't operating the vehicle. I'm just over here. Fuck you talking about? Got it. Okay. Yes. Maryland versus Wilson. It extends to the passengers too. So now they get everybody outside the car. Now they get access to the car. And then, like Marquise was saying, well, what do you need access for? That is a valid question, but can they get access? Right? There's the cannot do, and then there's the will not do. Cannot is in the law. Will not is in the actions. So if they can get access physically, regardless of what the law says they can or cannot do, they get access, load your stuff up, and now it's what are you doing with this? You did that. How you gonna prove it in court? How you gonna prove it in court? How you gonna prove it in court? And so now it's your word against theirs. You didn't have time. Pull out your phone. Hey, live. You see what's going on, Officer Kizzlebits, whatever the fuck his name is, star number 6927. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? You know how people record on stuff like that. So I'm just saying, prepare yourself to create barriers against the discovery of that thing for your own protection.
Yep.
Pay attention to what you are doing. What are we, Marquise, you was talking about that. A lady went into the, what was it, O'Hare Airport. No, not O'Hare. I'm sorry. Where did she go? Daily Center.
Yeah, the Daily Center. Yep.
Yeah, Daily Center. Went into the Daily Center. You ladies carrying your firearms in your purse. Freaking kill me with that. Like, you were in a rush. You're going someplace. You forget the firearms in your purse. They put it through the magnetometer or the X-ray machine. Discover the 25. Oh, I got a concealed carry. My bad. Can I go run? No, you're
not
you're
anymore. You ain't got no CCL no more.
You're done. You're going to jail. And the judge didn't give no play, nothing like that, nothing, right? You're going to jail. Thoughts?
Go ahead, Marquise.
I love how you threw me under the bus for that one.
Hey, I love you, brother. Go ahead.
So,
wow.
So here's the thing. There are a couple of things I'm already against. And I think Mike already know where I'm going with this, but I hate purse concealed carry.
Hell yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I don't teach it.
Nope.
I don't teach it. I refuse to teach it. I'm an arrogant a-hole, so I don't teach that.
Nope.
Because I'm a realist. And realistically speaking, unless your hand is on the gun, ain't no such thing as an honest mistake. I'm sorry. We'll let that ride. So I'm sorry. I read a comment. Like, nah. So here's the thing. When it comes to carrying a firearm and bags. All right. My thing is, unless your hand is on a firearm at all times in the bag, you shouldn't be doing it. Okay? Because unless your bag is perfect, that every time you put your hand in this bag, you come out exactly with what you're looking for. You have the Dora the Explorer backpack. You be like, oh, Vamanos got a gun. Artemis. Unless you're going Artemis and the gun comes out, stop it. Stop putting stuff in the bag that's going to hold a gun. All right. Unless you got that backpack that you can see Artemis and the gun comes out, it's like perfect bag. I love it. I'm buying 3. But reasonably speaking, carrying a gun in a purse, and this is a part of your complete breakfast. You now go to the courthouse and you have oh, my bad. So my question to that person is, how often do you even take this gun out the purse then? Because why would you not know there's a gun in this purse? I have literally walked to police station doors and was like, let me go back to my car real quick. Now, that's because I carry on a regular basis.
You should have comment.
And I'm like, ooh, I see Mormon.
He not lying. He not
so true. It's so true.
Hey,
So
listen. Out of full respect for everyone's sexuality, I'm not going to comment on.
No. These are straight guys. These are straight guys.
No.
I guess.
I don't care how straight a person is. Men don't carry purses. Okay? We don't carry purses, satchels. Unless you Indiana Jones with a fedora, you don't carry a satchel or a purse.
No.
So I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do this.
Yes, no. We got to.
They call them a merce.
I can't fucking talk.
It's called a merce. It's a merce. It's called a merce.
Hey,
damn it.
You know what? Bruh, again, unless you're wearing a fedora.
Oh, Indiana Jones looking ass.
Exactly. Unless you're wearing a fedora and a leather coat,
some bullshit,
and you walk around with your own background music. Dun, 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 dun,
Yep.
dun, dun, dun. You know what? Stop. Keep it going, bro.
We trying to keep it going. I'm trying. Hey, I seen some guys, and he got it right across here, and then he pulled it up, and then came out. I'm like,
can we change subjects? Please don't do this.
All right,
be sober.
Let's go, because I ain't trying to get. I ain't trying to get the baby.
I am not for the person. I am literally on board with you, Marquise. I do not preach that in any way, shape, or form.
Yes, thank you.
And I mean, across the board, it's the mindset, okay? For men, women, whatever the case may be, whoever's carrying what this day and age, it is the first thing that people want to take. Oh, there it is.
Can't, man.
There it is.
Oh, shit.
It is literally the first thing they want to take, and majority of the people we deal with do not have the correct mindset.
Yeah, come out with the bag. Yeah, what's up, bro? On phone. I'm sorry. That was dumb. Y'all pay attention. Got the Falcon 5000 with the moose antler attachment. That's not the rock. All right, moving on. Come on.
Hey, you know what? Please change subjects. I don't think people want to hear us talk about the purses.
Nope, we're gonna move on.
We're done on this.
They not the baby and us in it. All right, here we go. John, go with your topic on marijuana and concealed carry.
Oh man. All right, so this topic obviously came about from a phone call that I received the other day. I had a gentleman. Oh man, I had a gentleman call me to get in our next class, and he's like, "Hey, I can't. Can I come to your class? I got a medical marijuana license for Illinois." And I'm like, "Yes, you can come to our class." And he's like, "Well, I thought that we can't get our concealed carry card if we have a medical marijuana license." And I was like, "No, that's incorrect.
Right.
So kind of left it at that. He was like, okay, you know what I mean? Signed up for the class, put his deposit down, everything else. Well, he decided to go to a gun shop. I'm not going to state the gun shop, obviously, for reasons.
Okay, all right.
And goes to pick up some ammunition. He does have his FOID card already. And goes to pick up some ammunition, and then was talking to the front desk people and was like, hey, I'm going to be getting my concealed carry. You know what I mean? I have a medical marijuana license. The guy's like, you can't take that class. You can't get a concealed carry. And I'm like, so then he's like, so then immediately goes out to his car and calls John. Hey, you told me I can get my concealed carry. The guy from such and such just told me I can't. All right, well, here we go. So we're going to debunk this right now. If you go to the Illinois State Police website, underneath the FOID and concealed carry section, there is actually a specific line item in the FAQs, the frequently asked questions. The question states, am I eligible for a CCL if I have a medical marijuana license? Am a caregiver pursuant to the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Pilot Program Act, or otherwise use cannabis recreationally? Because marijuana is legal in the state of Illinois, whether medicinally or recreationally. Okay? The response, if you possess a medical marijuana license or an MML, are a caregiver pursuant to the Compassionate Use of Medical Cannabis Pilot Program Act, or otherwise use cannabis consistent with Illinois law, your CCL will not be revoked, nor your CCL application denied.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? These are state licenses. Okay? So, yes, you can get your concealed carry license. You can have a FOID card. But where does the medical marijuana license obviously affect you? You cannot go to a gun dealer and purchase a firearm. Okay? The form that you fill out there is ATF form 4473. And there's a line item that actually talks about marijuana usage and or other illicit drugs. That is a federal form, not a state form. So if you check yes, then obviously you are automatically denied.
Now,
no, you're committing perjury.
Now, to add on to what John just said, the updated ATF form actually mentions for recreational or medicinal now.
Yep.
At first it didn't. So
No,
I think it was November of 2020 is when they updated the form, and now it says I think it's something like, although medical marijuana and recreational marijuana use is allowed, it's still prohibited under federal law, blah, 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 blah. And again, it's been a while since I bought a gun.
Yep.
But it's right there now.
Oh, yeah.
I was showing on the screen.
So then most people are like, okay, well, then I'm screwed. You know what I mean? If I have a FOID card to CCL, I can't buy ammunition, or I can't buy a gun. Well, no, you can. You just have to do it privately.
Right.
You have to do it through private sales. And then you follow the Illinois state law, where you go on the Illinois State Police website, file your private transfer. You know what I mean? Both parties, buyer and seller, keep it for 10 years and all that good stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And that's actually the old form, Mike. The new form don't even, or no, hold on, scroll down.
No, that's May of 2020.
Yeah, that's not the one. It was November they updated.
What? Right,
yep.
There's an updated November version.
Yeah, I go trying to be technical. Y'all gonna make me do.
No, it's.
I keep talking. I'm gonna find it.
It's fully. It's completely different now. The form's completely different.
Yeah,
I just purchased one like a couple about a week ago.
Yeah. So if you look at it, it was November 2020 is when the form got updated.
Okay.
4473.
But this is on the funny. You know, I got that old shit from the ATF website.
Jeez.
Well, they even still have it.
Right here am I thinking that this is the right one.
It's COVID. They weren't able to upload it in time.
The revised form is available for either download. This is the one that's May 2020. But hold on, let me go back. Keep going. Y'all keep going.
So I mean, again, there was so much confusion about medical marijuana license and concealed carry in the state of Illinois. Okay. Now, for me, obviously, I'm not talking about Mike Brown, Marquise, anything else. I don't use marijuana. That's my personal choice. You know what I mean? If you choose to, that's your personal choice. So be it. But it doesn't mean your rights have to be lost. Obviously, there are more strict laws in Illinois because we do have the FOID cards. We do have the concealed carry. And, hey, I'm a proponent for the FOID card because when I used to work at a gun shop, it was very relieving knowing that somebody walked in the door and I asked them for their FOID, that essentially, okay, now there's people that can play devil's advocate, that essentially they can be in there handling a firearm. I don't have to worry about them not being able to handle a firearm. But then obviously you have the cases like the Aurora shooter, you know what I mean, who had a FOID card and shouldn't have had a FOID card. And that's where you kind of got some of that gray area, you know what I mean?
Right.
But I just wanted to clear up that confusion because like I said, I've had several phone calls. I talked to several people over the last couple of years that are just so confused. And there's so many places of business that are putting out so much bad information. You can't. So there's people that just aren't even pursuing anything. They're not reading stuff themselves. They're taking what they can deem the experts, you know what I mean, knowledge from the gun shop. And I'm just screwed. I can't get nothing.
It's gonna take too much to get that shit up there. All right, but yes, that ATF form 4473, you got to pay attention to whether or not you're able to purchase a firearm. And we already said that you cannot. So that was good information for him to put up there, you know, but I do want people to understand this too. And I talked about that when it came down to driving a vehicle. Look, pursuant to 11501 of the Illinois Vehicle Code, you operating a motor vehicle under the influence of cannabis, they can use the same standardized field sobriety testing that they would with alcohol and still find you driving under the influence of driving under the influence of drugs or an intoxicating compound. Now, of course, you got to dig deeper to find out whether or not, you know, what your concentration is, but they've broken it down to nanograms.
True story.
Nanograms. Do you want to risk it?
That's what we used to check just in the military, waiting for those urinalysis tests coming in.
Oh,
measured in nanograms.
Those tests are different. It's different than civilian tests.
Oh no, trust me, I know. I'm just saying the unit of measurements.
Yeah.
We were
stand with your back, and Big Sarge just sitting there watching different size members.
Oh yeah, Big Sarge looking at the pee checker. We gonna stand right there,
and you better be into the cup too. Ain't no shy bladder. I used to be a drug and alcohol tech. Ain't no shy bladder. Oh shit! All right.
So you see the people, you know what I mean, blowing up off of niacin, their blood's boiling because they're trying to boil out their stuff. You know what I mean? Because they hit some stuff over the weekend, and now they come in on Monday looking all red and blotchy.
Golden Seal, baby.
I'm telling you,
Golden Seal back in the day used to be. I used to prescribe that to many people when I was in high school, and they were trying to go for the government tests and stuff like that. So we talk about when I was 17, 18 doing medical stuff, I was like, oh, well, here, you just need to go to the store after this. You should be good for the weekend. And sure enough, but niacin changed the game.
Oh, that changed the game big time.
Because if you were like white, like white, you were red, like his cup.
Oh.
You were his cup red.
Knew exactly who was on what.
And you better pray that you took it in enough time that it cleared up just enough.
Oh yeah, because they wouldn't show up to like 15:45, talking about right before, you know what I mean, work day's done. 15:45. Oh, I can go pee now. Yeah, I'm sure you can.
Yeah.
You was hitting in that little hole for the last 8 hours.
Yeah. You see the question that came across the screen. Enrique Gutierrez, I hope you're still here. I told you we were going to get to your question and to Tennille Washington's too. If you all have questions, please put them in the comments. We're more than happy to address these comments because you got 3 certified instructors, you know, who are not just paper instructors because we went to some doggone class, and that's a whole nother conversation right there too.
Yep.
Yeah, we got more experience behind that. So, Enrique Gutierrez says, I have a question. If I have an order of protection, how soon can I get my FOID card after my order of protection is over? I have been through that. Go, Marquise, and then I'll end. Go ahead.
So the thing is, with his question, it's worded awkwardly because is he the one who has the order of protection, or is he the one that has an order of protection against him?
I've been the one that has had an order of protection against me falsely. Went into court, and those of you all who have followed me, who have known me for quite some time, you already know what I'm talking about. You know, that's why I said domestics, stay the fuck away. But you can get one against you falsely, because I want you to understand order of protections are ex parte petitions. So I'm going to give you a little tip before I answer your question. If ever you find yourself with an order of protection against you, right, and you know what is being alleged you did not do, these are ex parte petitions where they can go in without you being there and test a lie. Test a lie. So when you get served with that, 21 days, you got to appear before a judge, right, by statute, so that he or she can argue their points so that it can be seen if there's enough evidence to make it a plenary. Okay. So during the emergency order, go to the court reporter's office, get a copy of the transcript, right? That way, you know everything that was said, so you know what evidence to attack. The petition is what is written, but the testimony is what you need, because if you have evidence, okay, pursuant to the Illinois rules of evidence, you can impeach that testimony because it was sworn. Okay? Yeah. I'm telling you, okay? That's why experience matters. Now, this should not be experience that I have, but it happens, okay? So, after I won that case, was stricken, okay, she was laughed out the court. It's funny shit. What I had to do was I had to contact the Illinois State Police appeals section, okay, and then make sure, do not leave outside of that courtroom without that paperwork that says the case, the order of protection has been terminated. You need that paperwork, because when you appeal, okay, then you're gonna have to send it to them, and you can actually even email them too, okay. Write a letter stating all of this other stuff, you know, whatever the case was. You don't necessarily have to talk about what occurred. Okay. You're not disproving or proving, that's not it, but that you were, you know, under the order of protection pursuant to case number such and such DV, this on such and such a date. The order of protection was terminated, or was this, or was that. Attached is this, you know, and I have learned to stay away from this, and add some humble pie in that I have learned to break contact with, you know, people who are aggressive of certain natures and such. And so now I pray that you restore my rights, and you're going to be waiting. Okay. But eventually, right, they will get to you. It's always good to also know a state representative, Republican, the Democrat will not do nothing for you, because it's not in their party line to help you as it relates to guns. Okay. No. Sidebar, they take concealed carry classes and carry, but publicly, they're not for it, because that's not the party line. So you need to find a Republican state rep who helps people do that. Okay. And I'm going to talk to the few that I know, see if they don't mind their names being put out there, and we'll definitely plug them. Okay. Yeah. Definitely plug them, because they are viscerous advocates for folks, you know, especially if your ducks are in a row. Don't come in with some bullshit.
Yeah, no.
But if your ducks are in a row, you're good to go. Now, then you're going to have to wait, but you can get your FOID card reinstated, okay? And you can do that as soon as the order of protection is, you know, either, you know, terminated, whatever the case may be. You can do that as soon, because if it's just an order of protection and it's not a domestic battery conviction, right, where by law, there is no expungement, there is no nothing, it's worse than a felony as it relates to your guns, you still got the chance. So I hope this information helps. Guys, if you want to comment, please, by all means.
He's absolutely right. And the most important part, he's not lying. Stop leaving the courtroom with the V on your head, but the paper's not in your hand. I'm going to tell you like this, and I normally don't curse, but I'm going to say this. Don't Maury that shit. All right. If you ever watch any episode of Maury, you see that person. You're not the father, and that person
is gassed up like no tomorrow. That person is gassed up, dancing.
They gassed up and they happy and they leave. Not to be funny, can I have that documentation? Because now you got to go back to Finding Nemo. Mine. But as to his point, I had a student. I won't mention the names. I had a student. He is a frequent overseas traveler.
Okay.
Broke up with a not mentally stable young lady. This man moved on, has a beautiful, I don't know if they got married yet, beautiful fiance. I'm talking about model. Overseas. Barely stays in the States. Got a freaking restraining order put on him when he was overseas, saying that she was threatened and this, that, and the other, blah, blah. This mentally disturbed individual broke into the old apartment they stayed in because he had everything changed, let the cat out, stole his new concealed carry firearm with her new boyfriend, and put a restraining order on him when he wasn't even in the States. And he had to pay an attorney and get all this stuff done. And I'm like, dude, I would, in my mind, amicable breakup. In my mind, amicable. Mm-hmm. But you moved on.
She did.
Oh, no. She moved on too.
Well, yeah.
Remember, she broke into the old apartment with a new boyfriend.
The spite was still there.
So the spite, the sprite, everything was still there. So, like Mike just said, it is gospel. It don't make a difference if you don't have the paperwork. Because, and like he also said, man, don't come in here with no half-ass story either. All right. You know, there's incidents, and I'm with you 100%. There's some incidents where you might have lost it, but keep it real. Mm-hmm. Keep it real.
Yeah.
You know, you might have had a little bit of a temper problem. Maybe you extended that hand a little bit further than you thought. Don't come to us with a half-ass story, and then we gotta try to figure it out. No, don't do that.
I had a couple of drinks, or I didn't have a couple of drinks, knowing damn well I had a couple of drinks.
Right. Like Mike said, in my personal opinion, LIG, let it go. If y'all not seeing eye to eye and you are a gun owner, I think you better let it go.
Because I'm telling you, the proof, this conversation, we're going to have to write these damn conversations down. We got to have, because this is the shit that 16 hours just can't cover.
Nope.
You know, I'm telling you, if it seems like it's going to get hot and heavy, pull out your phone and start recording. I'm telling you, because it ain't the truth that's going to set you free. It's the proof of the truth that's going to set you free. It's the evidence. It's the videos. Those are the things that's going to save your ass when y'all get into the heated conversations and you trying to walk out the door and she don't let you walk out the door, or you tell him no and he can't accept no for an answer. That's why we tell you as firearms instructors, you better get good with both of your hands, because if you holding the phone with one and shooting with the other, or you holding the phone with one and hitting with the other, you got some kind of evidence. I'm telling you, because when it comes down to it, men, I'm gonna tell you something. Women depend upon how. Now you can't come into court like, Your Honor, he sat there and did this, because then it ain't gonna always work out, because you gotta have a real convincing story, because your looks ain't always. Your Honor, he really want to get to it.
No, you didn't.
I was laying it down and oh no. But if you are an attractive woman and you are very convincing, that is a card that they get to play.
Yes, they do.
And how do you stand up against that when she or he was, who they were during that incident? And then they come in, he's an on-time God. Yes, he is. And next thing you know, she sound like Shirley Caesar. And how do you not find her credible when she come in? I'm telling you, I have seen the tricks. So I'm just saying, not to make this a bashing, but whatever. This is about truth here. Look, that spawned into a whole nother conversation. Here's another question right here. If you missed the 30-day period for applying for your concealed carry, what happens? Ain't no 30-day period.
No.
I don't know. Who told you that shit?
There's a lot of confusion on that. I've heard 30 days. I've heard a year from the time your training's done that you have to apply.
The state doesn't even set a date.
No.
Oh, I read that wrong.
Yeah. No, I think she was talking about after applying. That's what it kind of came off as. There is no expiration date for the certificate. So you can apply whenever you want to.
Not anymore.
Ooh, run it.
Not anymore. Remember when we first started, there was expiration dates on certificates.
When it first started,
Not anymore. Not anymore.
Yeah.
So I would say 2015.
I would say 14, 15 in that area.
Yeah, I would say mid 2014.
Yeah,
mid 2014 is when they got rid of the expiration date. But the whole thing is that your certificate is good as long as you're good.
Yep.
My thing is this, and this is how I feel. You get a certificate April of 2020, and you want to apply July of 2021. I want you to be honest with yourself.
Are you still under a liability?
Right. It ain't about what the state is going to say, yeah, we all good, blah, blah, because the state going to take it because it's a certificate.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But be honest with yourself. If you were training before, I'm being reasonable, John, I'm being reasonable. If you were training from the time period that you finish your class to the time you're going to apply because you want to feel more comfortable with applying,
right?
I'm 100% for that 1 year wait. I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
But
reality sets in.
Here we go. Abraham Avalos, and we're gonna end. I knew this was gonna trigger y'all.
Go ahead, read it. I'm jumping.
John, you up first.
Yep.
Y'all read this shit. What's wrong with open carry? Go.
What's right with it?
Okay. You are open carrying. Do you have the mindset to know what's going on around you at all times? Because the criminal knows what's going on around them at all times. That's why they are who they are. They see you carrying an open gun, you are the first target. Whether close or at a distance, you are the first target. If they're carrying a knife, they're going to walk up behind you. They're going to stab you. And if you're too busy in the checkout line, talking on your phone, texting, yelling at your children because they're acting like a bunch of buttheads, and now you don't even realize this person just walked up behind you and they know you got a firearm on you, you take one in the back. Okay? Now your kids are out without parents because you wanted to walk around like you bad, but you weren't ready. And that's, again, most civilians are not trained in close quarter combat. They're not trained with hand-to-hand combat. They're not trained in mindset. We try and preach as much as we can about mindset and change your mindset. The hard part is that I know 90% of my students that take the basic class, I don't ever see them again. I will preach advanced training all day, every day, but they get their concealed carry and they ain't training no more.
So, me personally, I have this thing about walking around with a target on my back. I tell people I live my life a different way because of things I've done in my past. And I feel that I'm always in the red and I'm trying to get back in the black. Okay. That's another story for another day. We ain't got enough alcohol for that. Let that ride. Let that marinate. So for me, I don't like walking around with an open carry gun unless I'm on duty, wearing my vest with the badge on, and I'm serving papers, extraditions, and stuff like that. Because that's me looking like the authority that I am using.
Yes.
Now, me personally, and again, ladies, please don't take offense to this. Concealed carry to me is the hand under Mona Lisa's skirt. That's the reason why she's smiling. All right. You don't know why she's smiling. A woman just sitting there posed up. You know what I'm saying? That's what she's doing. She's smiling. You don't know why she's smiling. You don't know why you don't need to know, do I have a gun on me? You want to find out, you're going to find out. It's not going to be the way that you want, but you're going to find out if necessary. Other than that, no. I don't believe, so there are some states that do it. Indiana does it. But I want you to understand something about Indiana and states who already do it. They already drew their line in the sand long before concealed.
Yep.
So you already know what you're dealing with when you walk into Indiana. You know what you're dealing with when you walk into Texas. You're gonna get shot. So they okay with you showing them guns. For Chicago, for Illinois, hell no. In Spanish, hell no. Okay? No, not for Illinois. Because you got too many. You can't even stop gun crime, aka stupid people who ain't supposed to have guns from shooting people.
Right.
And you want me to walk around with a gun to attract more attention to myself where I would need to use it? Nah, we good. We good. I don't want to attract the attention that a gun brings. I don't. I even tell people in my class, in my personal opinion, dress appropriately and don't wear anything that hints that you have a gun. I see people with the Glock shirts or the Smith & Wesson shirts and the Glock hats and stuff. And I'm like, okay, not only do I know you got a gun, but you want that smoke. The average civilian who takes our courses don't want that smoke. So don't attract attention to yourself.
They better be lucky that these young boys ain't doing home invasions like they've been doing carjackings. There'd be a lot more dead asses. But, there's another thing I do want to say, too. Even if you were to open carry, you need to make sure that you have a holster that is going to actually put up a fight just like you would. You've had a body. Yeah, I don't know if y'all remember seeing this video.
I've seen this. Yep.
Here we go.
Motherfucker, you gonna get it. God damn it, get it. All right, stop action. All right, here we go.
I'm just saying, and I purposely had him do this just to, emphasize the point of making sure that you got a gun holster that is going to put up as much of a fight as you would, because you've had a body longer than you've had a gun. And your body is not designed or set up to protect the gun first before it protects itself. If somebody pushes you down, and I'm glad, Tania, you're still here. I'll throw your comment up there again. If somebody were to push you down, you're not going to bypass bracing for the fall and go to grab your gun. You're going to try to brace yourself for that fall. Meanwhile, your back or side is still open, and that person who pushed you down is now concentrating on trying to get your gun. They hit you on the side, your body is going to gravitate to the source of pain and away from the firearm because it's going to protect itself before it thinks about that gun. That's a secondary thing.
Yep.
Correct me if I'm wrong, guys.
No, you're absolutely right.
No, you ain't wrong.
Self-protection that takes paramount in majority of people.
You've had a body longer than you had a gun.
And let's not even play the game when we're talking about the fact that all three of us, I'm pretty sure, teach this. Your gun is only as good as your situational awareness.
Yep.
Hell yeah.
And most of y'all still playing on your phones right now while you watching the podcast.
Yep.
You said, so nylon holsters. Boy, you better leave that shit alone.
You know what? You better go sit in timeout.
Boy, you better leave them nylon holsters alone.
Man. Matter of fact, I would say this.
Nylon holsters with tight pants.
If
and man purses.
We back on this? LIG.
All right, my man. Go
I
ahead.
would say this. Now, I have seen some nylon holsters and leather holsters that were based on the individual. And the reason why I say that is because certain people with diabetes, they bruise easily, and certain holsters they can't wear.
That's true.
Now, but no matter what you get, practice with what you have.
Right.
So, for example, people who get the nylon holsters, if you get it, learn how to put it away when you're done using it, and learn how to get that holster off if you draw and the holster's still on the gun.
Raymond ain't shit. You see, it's
those are a thigh holster in between it. Okay, first of all, you talking for a woman, correct?
Raymond ain't shit. Hold on. You know I got to go to this video.
That better be for a woman.
I don't want to do this to Tig, but I'm gonna do this to her because she made it possible.
Hey, but she a beast with it though.
Hey, I don't. Hey,
and that's why I say you better be talking about a woman, bro.
You know what I'm talking about. Hold on, let me.
Nah, because I don't know if Raymond talking about a man wearing a thigh holster in between his legs.
you supposed to be leaving it alone. You're supposed to be leaving it alone.
Dude, I'm sitting there laughing the whole time.
Bro.
You're supposed to be leaving this shit alone.
Let's keep it 100. Raymond, are you talking about a woman or men?
Oh, you know you're talking about a woman. You know you're talking about a woman.
I hope you're talking about a woman.
You better be talking about a woman. You better be talking about a woman. All right, here we go. So that was, I'm gonna play. It's gonna play again. Now that part was where I had a problem with, because if you could see, first of all, this is natural, right? Maybe when she put it on, can y'all still see this?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe when she put it on, they were both at the same length, but it is extremely possible for your spandex, gunnex, whatever the heck this is called, to shift. And so now you got that hot barrel against your meaty, succulent thigh, of course. And guys got it too, whatever. We got the thighs and stuff, whatever. Just imagine having that hot barrel against your thigh. You know, doggone well, you are not keeping that gun there. You're going to drop it. So now your gun's on the ground, you know. And then here's another thing I had to say about this too. And I'm glad that Raymond said that, because let's talk the difference between men and women. And there's a woman, there's some new folks watching this too. Women, you do not have experience going to this area naturally, except if you're cleaning and if you're having relations. You don't have experience frequently taking your hands to that area. Guys, we do. So it's not even in your state of nature to go to that area innately. So why would you put a gun in between your crotch? And then we got to be honest too. You know, doggone well your thighs rub. And you got to put cocoa shut up. Cocoa oil and jojoba grease away.
Jojoba grease?
I don't know what the fuck it's called. You got to put juice, thigh juice, whatever. John, don't fucking laugh. You got to put stuff in between there so that it don't rub. Because come on now, you know what I'm talking about, goddammit. So just imagine having a gun and you're gonna carry more than you're gonna present it. because the Pareto principle applies here. 80% of the folks that carry will never pull their firearm out, never be involved in a deadly encounter. You just carry, and that's really what it is. And you got the 20% of which 15 may be involved in situations where they may have to come close to pulling it. And there's 5% who may pull it, and then there's a smaller percentage who may actually use it. So you're carrying more than you would actually have to present. So you got that. Now you Kevin shit. Now you got the gun all greasy and oily with the summer's eve or fall's night or winter's pleasure juices there. And I'm telling you, don't y'all fucking laugh at me. Because I'm saying, right? Yeah. Come on, man. Let's be real. I like teaching real shit. These are not the comments of John nor Marquise. These are the comments of Mike Brown and Mike Brown alone. So you cancel my ass. Still go check out their training. Because fucking, at least if you can't come to me because they cancel my ass, you can go to somebody else. I'm just saying.
I can almost guarantee me and Marquise are not going to be far off.
I just like, you got juice.
It is what it is.
And then if you got an optic, now you got to clear the lens because it was foggy in the mist.
Ooh.
It's not supposed to be a comedy show. Don't you laugh. So, are you sure?
No, I was looking at the bottle up there.
Yeah.
There's a bottle.
I'm just saying, come on, ladies. Y'all know how it, and then let's just say you now you got powder in the optic.
Jesus.
Now you got I'm just saying, come on, man.
Lord have mercy.
Now you got powder in the optic and shit. And then it's like, then you pull it out to shoot, and it's like LeBron with his poof. And
or you got to take a look at which red dot you're trying to stare at.
That's worse. That's worse. That's worse. It's not better. It's not better. That's worse. I hope we saying this to keep y'all from, I hope we saying this to keep y'all from fucking doing that shit. Because I'm telling y'all, man. Right.
I'm gonna just say this: practice how you train. Practice how you train. Practice how you fight. My thing is that if you're gonna put it there, you better train there. That's what I'm gonna say on that. All right, that's what I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna go no further to that conversation beyond if that's where you put it, you better train with it. The same way with the nylon holsters. The same way with, and the one I really can't stand is the shoulder holsters.
Yeah, somebody asked that question.
All right, John McClain.
Oh no! So the only and I actually had this conversation. I'm like, dude, the only time I ever had a shoulder holster is when I was security driving, and that way, if I'm driving, I can just grab and pop if necessary. That's as far as I ever went with a shoulder holster.
That's exactly it.
Me in my everyday life using a shoulder holster.
Yeah, no. The only person on our team that ever was a shoulder holster was the driver. You know what
exactly.
I mean? That's it. Because everyone else is obviously in close. I'm talking about EP work right now. You know
right.
What I mean? Close
exactly.
Right. Anyone else on the team, you know what I mean? They're carrying in some type of normal capacity because we're walking with the friction. I ain't got time to be, you know what I mean, digging for shoulder holsters and everything else. No, I'm right here and I'm in. Right.
And that's the whole concept, is because that's the way I described it was when we did EP work, I would sometimes, and it looked crazy, but back in the day, I was a lot slimmer. I would either have on two guns, one in the shoulder holster, one on my hip.
Yep.
Or I had on two holsters with one gun, where if I was driving, it was in the rig. And when I got out the car, it went to my face. But that's with a team.
Yes.
That's with a team. If I'm driving by myself and I have a principal, obviously everywhere we're going is valet.
Yep.
Because most principals don't like walking.
Nope, they ain't walking.
And I don't have the time to switch between shoulder and hip if I'm the only person protecting my principal.
Yep.
So I'm with you 100% on that. That's actually one of my new ventures I'm working on right now with one of my businesses I'm starting right now is security consulting and EP work. Because I'm coming back. I stopped in 2006. I'm coming back now because the demand went up, and I'm like, well,
yeah,
I need people who used to do this or know how to do this correctly and know how to use this and this.
Thank you.
And not these.
Oh my God. Yes. Yeah.
You know.
Oh yeah.
And that's why I quit. That's why I quit back in 06.
Oh yeah. No, it was too much. Too much brawn.
Everybody wanted to be UFC.
Yep. Everyone. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's why I quit, because now you have people who, and again, and I've said this before on Mike's show, my concealed carry course, I teach it based on EP principles.
Yeah.
You know, like I've said it multiple times. If me and my wife are out having a meal and some stuff go down, I'm grabbing my principal, aka my wife, and we going out the back door.
Exactly.
Now, if the back door ain't a way out, and you're my way out, and you're the problem, I'll pray for you. I'll pray for you.
Yep.
And ladies, if you watching this and your loved one tells you to do something, you better freaking do it. No. You better freaking do it, because that is extremely frustrating. If I see something and you're not paying attention, that's fine. You doing your lady thing, which you should be paying attention, but I ain't get it.
Mm-hmm.
But if I see something and I tell you to move and you don't move, and then you make me have to work harder when we are on Overwatch, we're watching hands, we're watching people, we're watching mannerisms, we're watching, and I tell you to move. Well, why? And I tell you, go get in the car, and you move slowly like you I almost want to go get it.
You better walk with a goddamn purpose.
I swear.
Pardon my French. You know what I mean?
Well, wait, fellas, let's now I gotta play. Now I'm playing devil's advocate.
Do it. Go ahead. I'm open.
Devil's advocate based on this.
Go ahead.
If your partner doesn't know your mannerisms, your mentalities, everything they saying can be considered wrong. Mm-hmm. And I'm telling you that because that communication is real.
There's that domestic violence.
Dude, and you know the example I gave before a while back was in my class. My wife understands you never stand on my right side.
Nope.
Because I'm right-handed.
Yep.
Because the natural human reaction,
you said this,
when something happens in front of you, is to grab. So if she grabs my right arm, I can't grab my gun. The next thing I'm going to do is going to look very, very messed up.
Yeah.
And I got to push her down to grab my gun to take care of business. But in her mind, it wasn't I pushed her down to take care of business. It was
I pushed her down.
I pushed her down.
Yep.
So, fellas,
okay,
make sure you are encouraging communication with the significant other, that you understand when I say we getting out of here.
Right.
You understand that I'm saying it, and you understand who I am. The same thing I do with my principals.
Yep. Oh, absolutely.
Because if I gotta grab you and throw you in the car, it's not gonna look pretty.
Nope.
If we hear gunshots, boom, 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 and I've done this, I've taken a principal completely off their feet and threw them in like a sea bag.
Yep. 1000%.
But guess what? At that time, it was, hey, what? And that's how it sounded. Hey, what? And they got in the car. I jumped on top of them. I closed the door with my feet, and I was like, let's go. Let's get out of here.
That's it.
But they understood who I was, what my job was, and what do I do. Mm-hmm. So keep that communication going. Because again, something as simple as tabletop. You know, if I'm sitting at a table and I tap my right hand on the table, my wife understands, or my principal understands, that's the way I need you to dive. I'm not making it complicated by going my right hand, go right. Because I know grown men that don't know the left from their right. So if I tap this way, they knew to go this way. If I tap this way, they knew to go that way. The communication is what helps. All right. So yes, I agree with Mike, and I agree with John wholeheartedly. Once the words are said, let's go. But give the context before it happens.
And that's
because I do the same thing with my kids. You know what I mean? My kids. My daughter, my son, they know what's up. You know what I mean? They can read my body language as fast as it's coming out, and it sounds crazy. They'll catch my eyes, and then they know, okay, something's going down. You know what I mean? Dad's watching something.
The minute that I tell my oldest to, and I saw you reading the comment, and we'll address that too. The minute I tell my oldest to stack up, they already know they're coming behind me on the stack. And as soon as whoever pinches me, lets me know that you know how the stacks are formed, that everybody's in the line and we're ready to move. They already know that they're watching, one side, one's pulling rear, that's that 360. They know that. They know that. And we've had that happen where I remember one situation, funny story, and then we'll get to the questions and the comments. By the way, if you guys are liking this, don't forget, they're going to plug their channels or phone numbers and businesses, support their businesses, like this page, subscribe it, get people into the conversation. These are the conversations that you might not have had in your concealed carry class, where you went to. Nothing against the instructor. We don't know them, but this is added education that you need to have. And like any good instructor, you're going to get it from multiple sources as long as we have the intention to build you and make you better. Okay. But we were at I was in South Chicago Heights at the Jewel. My kids were it was this Coinstar machine. You putting the coins in there trying to get the dollars. And so some guy just came up. I ain't had no concealed carry, none. Still a police officer off duty. Guy comes up, hey, those are not. I was like, hey, just back up. We're at the ATM. Man, fuck you. He said that. And you look how y'all face lit up and your kids. And I was like, all right, stack up. So they stacked up right behind me and they saw daddy put him to the ground, put him in cuffs. Come to find out he had a warrant from Chicago Heights. So he ended up getting taken into custody for that warrant, stuff like that. All this because, it was when they was like, well, what charge would you, arrest him for? Well, one, I got my kids with me, number one. Number two, if I'm telling you to back up and you're not backing up and we're at an ATM, that could be attempted robbery, attempted armed robbery, at a minimum, assault. Placing someone in reasonable apprehension of receiving a battery. 720 ILCS 5, section 12-1. That's simple assault, and that's what he was arrested for. You got to understand how to protect yourself, and you got to understand communication is the key. Communication is the key because you are right, Marquise. You are right about that, and you think about it because when you're walking on the sidewalk, right, what's the gentlemanly thing? Well, the man is on the curb side and the woman is on the inside or whatever. But if you're right-handed, the natural inclination is to grab that right hand. And so now you're going to have to do that. I always thought that rule was stupid because I'm like, if I see a car coming, I get the whole thing where I'm going to take the bow, get hit by the car, and then you're going to go inside and you get the, F Jody, Meanwhile, I'm in, because Jody waiting for you to get killed. You get the F Jody while I'm inside trying to recuperate, and now I got the you my man forever award, but I get the guy, you get to get the flag and stuff like that. Well, I'm like, if I'm on the inside right here and I see it, I could pull us both to safety while I got access to my firearm. I just never understood that stupid rule. So, yeah, I get what you're saying, Marquise. This has been a great conversation, man.
So we got some great questions, man. So,
yeah. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Thank God I'm left-handed. Oh, okay, Lefty. All right, you are just an anomaly in this doggone post. We gonna get back to it. As a first-time gun owner, I'm learning so much as I started following you, brother Mike. Make sure you follow Marquise and John as well. Gun owner is a different lifestyle. Yes, Kevin, it is a different lifestyle. Let's go back up to some more of these questions. How do you prove your situational awareness? That was the one thing that I saw you looking at, Marquise. Go.
So situational. So this is the disadvantage. I'm gonna tell you right now. To improve your situational awareness, think like a bad guy. I hate to say it. It is one of the number one rules of executive protection. And Lefty, I'm gonna get to you in a minute when you ask what's the difference.
Let me get
think like a bad guy. You gotta think like a bad guy. I try to give this, and I'm gonna give this as an example to help out. If you saw two people walking down the street, a 300-pound man looking at his cell phone and a 120-pound woman making eye contact, which one should you be more fearful of?
Run that question again. Sorry. Do it again.
If you saw two people walking down the street, a 300-pound man looking at his cell phone and a 120-pound woman making eye contact with everybody, who do you think as a criminal would be more fearful of?
Probably the eye contact. Yeah.
Your situational awareness.
I want the oblivious person. That's who I want. As a criminal, I want the person that don't know nothing that's going on around them because they too busy like this.
Yeah.
Yep. So your situational awareness literally is based on your thought patterns. How do you think? How do you see the world?
Yeah.
In my personal opinion, I and my wife cringes when I say it. She's like, you got to find a better way of saying it. I'm like, I'll be honest with you. Think like a criminal is what I do as a security consultant, as an EP, as a bodyguard, as a protection specialist. I think like a bad guy. I try to think at what point am I the most vulnerable? And when I think about the point that I'm most vulnerable, I now restructure that mindset to figure out how do I get over that vulnerability. So one of the things I used to do all the time was get in my car and start it. And I was like, this is awkward. And the reason why is because in the military, we live on bases. We don't have to worry about that type of stuff. We don't have to worry about them opening up your door. We get in Humvees. Humvees don't have locks.
No.
They have handles that close.
Right.
So the mindset wasn't, let me lock the door, because I know that when I put it in drive, it's going to lock when I get to a certain mile per hour. I knew that stuff. But then it started to hit me more frequently when I moved back to the city. When I moved back to the city, it was like, well, wait a minute. What if someone was to just open this door on me? What am I looking at when I'm thinking about carjacking? Hell, you want to see a perfect example of this? There's this movie called Jack Reacher. The attorney gets inside the car, and all of a sudden she gets into the car, she starts the car, and all of a sudden her door opens up very violently. And it was her father.
Yeah.
Now, granted, that's a movie, but that scenario is literally an everyday occurrence with carjackers. I'm gonna just check the door. The door gonna open up. Most people get carjacked right in their driveways.
Yes.
Because you're not paying attention. So, in my opinion, think like a bad guy. And the next opinion I have about improving it, go somewhere where there's a crowd and just sit and look at people's mannerisms. Just watch. I'm a people watcher. I used to literally, and this is before 9/11. This is before 9/11. You used to be able to go to the airport and go upstairs.
Yep.
Wherever the terminals were at.
Yep.
I used to sit in the terminals and just watch people, just the mannerism. Now your equivalent would be a mall. Your equivalent is a mall now. Just go watch a mall. The most simplest thing you can watch that makes me laugh to this day is a man holding a purse and how he holds that purse. You can tell the level of the relationship between that man and that woman simply by the way he holds her purse. And if you have a wife, or
his purse or her purse?
you know what?
Keep going. Okay, I'm sorry. Keep going.
We're not doing this. Not without alcohol. So now, for example, my wife says, "Hey, can you hold my purse?" I'm so goofy, I throw it around my neck and I carry that purse because again, when we was growing up, men didn't hold purses. Oh, look at that FAG holding that purse and blah 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 blah. That's what, and it was like, dude, wait a minute. We used to take offense to that, knowing it wasn't our purse. Man, put this thing on the ground. I ain't gonna never hold no purse. Dude, think about it this way. You holding your girl's purse. These dudes are walking with each other. Who's the winner in this conversation? I'm going home to get some cutty. Y'all finna go play PlayStation.
They're gonna go to the strip club in GTA.
This month.
I'm sorry, I had to do it. All right, keep going, guys.
So to improve your situation, think like the bad guy and watch people's behaviors and mannerisms.
Oh, babe, that's my purse. That's not yours. All right, that's right. Always watch people's mannerisms and not yours. That's right.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah, essentially to get out and do it. I mean, there's a lot that goes into situational awareness. I mean, backgrounds, how we grew up, you know what I mean? Some of us came from the streets. Some of us went in the military, you know what I mean? Some of us continued to be bad guys and just changed our ways. There's different things. I mean, backgrounds come into play here. When you're looking at a situational awareness, you have to retrain your mind. If you grew up in the hunky-dory home where, you know what I mean, mom and dad were perfect, everything was perfect, there was no crime on my block, I went to school, I graduated, everything was great, everyone was hunky-dory, then you have no idea what situational awareness is because, again, you never had a threat around you. I mean, walking to school, you know what I mean, you got bullet shells on the ground. It's like, hold up, you know what I mean? There's a threat around here. People grow up differently. So the only way is to learn it is to do it. And just like Marquis said, go out and people watch. Sit there and watch. Look and see who's getting into an argument. Okay? Just based off their mannerisms. Most of you women know that when your female partners are out there with their others, you know when they're getting pissed. You know when your friend is pissed. By the way their shoulders are, the way they're talking, the way they're using their hands. Watch people. That's it. Just watch them.
Just watch them.
Yeah. All right, EDC Brian Nicholas. I was told that if we were carrying and I got carjacked, just give them the car, even if they have the pum pointed at you. The instructor said that it's not worth a gunfight. Let them take the car. I'd have to agree.
LIG it.
I mean, I would say for the most part, I agree. I guess it just depends on who's all in the car. You know what I mean?
True.
You know what I mean? Every situation isn't just black and white. There's tons of gray area. You know what I mean? If I got my kids in the car, you know what I mean, and I got a gun pointed at them, and they're freaked out. You know what I mean? And because again, they got a gun in their face. They're 9 years old. You know what I mean? And now they're freaked out and they can't register the fact I'm telling them to get out of the car.
Yeah.
I'm not going to leave them in the car. So
the kids as a distraction factor might buy you time to be able to have.
No, and I agree. You know what I mean? That's a huge distraction factor.
Yeah, the kids as a distraction factor. Come on, kids, can you please let me get them out the car?
Yep, just enough time.
In the words of Wyatt Earp, I'll turn your head into a canoe.
Kids, hold on. Let them get out.
Do not mess with the babies. Do not mess with the babies.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
That's the fastest way to hell.
Oh, man, this was a great show. Y'all, look, don't make me put that picture back up there. I dare not.
He's going to do it again. You know what?
So real quick, hey, Mike,
Plug your course.
No. So fingerprints are good forever.
Yes. Let me get
Oh,
to that.
Yolanda.
Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah. Fingerprints are good forever.
Mhm.
The difference between a bodyguard and EP,
Yes.
in my personal opinion, a bodyguard is literally that, a person who guards a body. EP, we control your whole life without you knowing it.
Mm-hmm.
We control your routes. We control who you visit, how long you visit. We just don't let you know that we are controlling those aspects of your life. You just are doing so well. We make your life easier.
Mhm.
Our job as an EP, and this is again my personal opinion,
Mm-hmm.
my job as an EP specialist is to be as close to you as possible to protect you, but not close enough that you have to introduce me to people.
Yep.
This is the question he's answering. Yep. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so that's the difference for me. EP, I'm making your life easier. All the things that you normally would have to make decisions on, the route you're going to take, your coffee being right there when you're ready to go, whatever you're going to eat is already
down to you want only blue M&Ms in the bowl on the coffee table.
Man, or you only want Fiji water.
Yep.
My
Or
life,
the wipes in the bathroom.
Executive protection. That's what he means when he's saying EP, Mark. Executive protection. No, it's okay, Mark. He corrected it. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's what I mean by that, and that's the difference between, that's my take on the difference between a bodyguard and EP. Because again, you know, giving you that peace of mind that you don't have to worry about it, you know, it's taken care of. It's the difference. I'm telling you now, executive protection is in my personal opinion, the top service occupation.
Mm-hmm. And there's a big stigmatism. You know what I mean? People hear bodyguard, they think celebrity.
Right.
Okay? Celebrities have bodyguards. Okay.
Kevin Costner.
Guess what? So do oil CEOs. So do pharmaceutical CEOs. Industrial espionage is insane.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I got friends that now that are doing contracts down in Mexico City for, you know what I mean, pharmaceutical CEOs.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And again, some of us have protected people of ultra high net worth, celebrities and things like that. But ultimately, all they really wanted was someone who wasn't a fan.
Yep.
And I mean, you could be a fan, but you got to be a fan. You know, and it's a huge difference. But again, that could be a talk for another time.
Yeah.
If you have more questions on that,
we can go down the EP pipeline like no tomorrow. I mean,
man, we'll be here all damn night. Like I said,
it's like a 3-day class of just nothing but talking about EP without even getting into the training.
And you know what? I really want to say that I appreciate Marquise. He has always been, you know, in on the show. Same thing with John, you know, in the comments, you guys are wonderful with you all interacting, you know. Marquise is going to plug his business. Please make sure you go to his class. Y'all see, if you've been on my YouTube channel, you've seen me post, well, I think about 2 or 3 videos being in his class. His class is excellent. John's got a great class. His classes and advanced classes are excellent. They're just amazing. Great instructors remain great students. You know, go seek these guys out for training. Man, shit's fun. It really is. I love it. And this channel, I'm glad and I'm not going to say me, we are taking this to new heights because I love it when we can get other instructors who don't mind sharing their experience and expertise. We're also going to get persons who have been victims of crime. I want to get them into, so we're going to start to do more lives. We ain't going to take you away from the gym a lot, Marquise. So we're going to have to find out the time. We're going to have to coordinate this shit. But you got to get your workout on. And I know I need to get in the gym. I only drive past gym every day. I don't go to gym. That's a whole nother. Damn it. That's another conversation with juicy juice, not alcohol. But, you know, just to get into and they're going to tell you where they're located, Kevin. But I want to tell you all, those of you all who have been hanging in, we've been seeing the comments. You know, I'm not just the only one who sees the comments. John sees the comments. You all see, Marquise sees the comments. We appreciate you guys coming in. Like the page, subscribe to the page, go to Marquise's pages, John's pages. Anybody who comes in on this, I want persons who have also been victims of crimes who don't mind sharing their story to empower other folks not to be a victim, to get self-protection information from folks who don't mind sharing it and will empower you. Because I'm telling you, at the end of the day, none of us instructors will be there to protect you. You're going to have to do that shit for yourself. You're going to have to. And I want you to be the most predatory, offensively defensive person out there that is willing to put it all on the line when you have the time to put it all on the line to survive that encounter. Because we don't teach you these things so that you can avoid jail, because nothing that we teach you can avoid jail, because you can do everything right and still get falsely arrested. I am a living witness of this. We do this so that you can survive.
Yep.
And that's what this is about. So I'm going to go on ahead, and it has been a great show. We've been hanging on for 2 solid hours. The views have been there. This has been a very robust show. John, go on ahead and plug your information, and then Marquise, and then we'll go on ahead and call it a night. I appreciate you guys. John, go.
So as you can see, Guardian Concepts LLC. Like I said before, we're down in Bourbonnais, Illinois. Website, www.guardian-concepts.com. Facebook, Guardian Concepts LLC. I mean, obviously follow us on Facebook. Take a look when our class is. Our next basic class is August 28th and 29th. That is our next basic class. We are going to be doing some public appearances coming up. Like, we will be at the Will County Fair. We have a booth there. The Moments Gladiola Fest on the 14th and 15th of this month. We will be there, getting out in the public, letting people see us, meet our faces and everything else. So that way, I mean, people can gain more awareness. What's nice is we're down here a little bit. So when we do our training, we actually train on private land. I don't have to worry about the confines of a building structure. I can get my people off the X and get them moving, because I'm not going to stand in the middle of the street in my perfect isosceles position and say, I'm going to shoot you. Don't come at me. Oh, perfect. I love your draws. But yeah, so that's us. Give us a follow. We appreciate everything. I'm sure Marquise will say the same thing. Mike Brown's platforms are phenomenal. He has brought huge vision for all of us as instructors across the board. And then obviously it's awesome that he's allowing us to get up here with him and give some other expertise. I mean, I will be up here as much as he wants me up here. So I will make sure I make time, because again, he's got a great platform. So thank you again, sir, for everything that you have done.
It's about y'all. I love it when y'all come on, man. That's why this has been awesome. Go ahead. Just keep going.
All right. So P6firearmstraining.com, P6 Firearms Training and Education on Facebook, P6 Firearms, I believe. I don't really follow IG, so don't forgive me on that one. But if you look up P6 Firearms, I'm on there. Classes. I have Defensive 2 Pistol coming up. That would be August 21st. That class is an advanced class. Just like John said, I'm all about getting off the X. It's an outdoor course, and that one is intense. And if you don't have any defensive training with the firearm from a holster, that one would not be the one you should be coming to, in my personal opinion. Ooh.
Yeah, that was Florence. Florence was in my class. She's always been a supporter. She came, I think you came with your sisters, didn't you? And another sister has to take the class, but she did great in class. I just saw her today. And she said being robbed at gunpoint was her reason for taking the concealed carry class. She was afraid of guns, but that experience changed her mindset, and she did an amazing job. Florence and you guys, I would love it for you to come out to Marquise's class. Love it for you to come out to John's class. We got to get off the X. And Marquise's classes are fun. John, I still got to experience your class.
Oh,
And
I still got 2 more classes.
God damn it.
I still got 2 more classes.
Yeah, I mean, that's like us. Oh, yeah, you keep going, Marquise. You ain't even done.
So
Because-
defensive 2, again, if you have defensive training with a holster and a firearm, you know, that's something you can come attend because, like I said, that one's going to be weapon retention, barricade use, kneeling, because I don't really do prone, but we'll have a discussion on that when I get there, and first aid.
Okay.
And first aid. September 18th is Red Dot, introduction to Red Dot, about a 4-hour class.
Very nice.
October 23rd is going to be my last defensive 1 pistol course for the year. I did 3 of them this year, and I wasn't supposed to. I was supposed to only do 2, and then do 2 defensive 2s, and that didn't happen. And did I already say defensive? Oh, and defensive rifle. Defensive rifle 1. You got to excuse me. I didn't realize how much stuff I literally have on the calendar. Defensive rifle 1 is September 26th.
Okay.
No, red dots, to answer that question, he said he thought, not tonight, I got you. He thought red dots were illegal in Chicago. No, red dots are not illegal in terms of the optic. The laser is. There's a difference. Okay.
Yeah.
Because the optic does not emit a laser that goes beyond the glass. It's so small, but it's bright on the glass. Yeah. So I love it. It's a learning curve.
Mm-hmm.
It's a learning curve. And I have to admit that I've been all irons. And then Marquise said something that changed how I've been training, and I hadn't even taken his class yet. He was like, you got to look at the threat. And I was like, bet, bam. So now I'm not looking and chasing. I'm looking at, and it's just your natural point of aim, and it comes together. I just want to say thank you for that, Marquise.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, it's real. Because I'm sitting here like trying to find this fucking dot, and I'm like, I hate it.
It's all natural.
Yeah.
And it definitely is a lot worse from the draw. Trust me. Like I said, when we do that class, that's all. Every class I do outdoors is holster. There is no coming out with a gun in your hand. All right. So again, if you're interested in that, hit me up. Mike has been there. Me and Mike got to get to a John class sometime soon.
Yeah, for sure.
And get down and boogie. And of course, like he said, there's other instructors out there. You got TK Firearms and Consulting.
Holly, yeah, he's cool.
Marcus Darby.
Oh, so you got Gary Front Sight Solutions out in Hinckley.
That is my dude, Gary Front Sight Solutions. Again,
awesome, man. Awesome.
Former active duty Marine, my brother. It's a lot of people out there. We all teach something maybe a little bit different than everybody else. All right. So don't make the excuse that you can't find training. Mike teaches, John teaches, I teach. You ain't got no excuse.
It's available.
We had fun out there moving, and yeah, man, it's amazing. It's wonderful because you learn things about yourself when you're stressed. What do I say? Simple. Stress-induced marksmanship programs, they work.
Yeah.
They work. You'll find out about your shortcomings. You'll find out your endurance level. We shot so many rounds, and that is not even enough. But we shot so many rounds that day, and you better come with some mags. Don't you come up? Don't you come? How many?
Don't you come with 1 or 2 mags? No,
no,
you ain't got time for that. Not spending the day reloading your mags,
dude. Did you, Marquise? How many mags did I have? I had like 10 or 12 mags, and
you can't. Was it 15?
Yeah.
Because you had like extendos and
I had about 321 rounds and two 19Xs. And I had a couple of 15s. I had my Glock 19. I had so many mags, and people like, how you? I just had all these mags. Oh, look, you don't have time when the hit the fan. You got to be ready for the battle. You don't have time, sir. I'm sorry that the 21 rounds that I shot within you did not work. Can we try this again tomorrow?
When I tell the class that I carry 52 rounds on me, they're like, what? Yeah, I carry 52 rounds on me.
Shit,
I got my two 15-round mags for my Glock. I have my other 15-round mag with the 6-round extension from TTI.
You made me count shit.
See, he got you counting too. Yeah, he got me counting. So I'm like, wait a minute. Now that I think about it,
I carry 52 rounds on me at all times because I explained to them.
Shit, I
running out of bullets in a gunfight is the worst feeling in the world.
56.
Shit. 91.
56.
91.
Oh, I already know you with your freaking battle belt over there.
Don't judge me. I got two 21 round mags. I got two 17s, one 15. Then I got my 26 with me. And there's 12 rounds in that. And I got two 21 round mags in my pockets. Because I always carry, I'm just, so the same shit you saw, the same thing you saw me at the range up there. And that's what I carry every day. That's not I wore this special because I'm coming to your class. No, this is what I carry every day. Alea knows this.
You know what? You made me feel so much better about myself.
Yeah.
Because I know for me, it's like technically that's 18. So normally it's 37 on my person.
Yeah.
With the other 19 round mag in the car.
Shit.
Yep.
And the reason why
I wasn't even talking about what's in the truck. I wasn't even talking about the other 3 mags in the truck. We were talking about that. I was just talking about what's on me. And I got 52 rounds on me.
Okay, so
y'all and both plate carrier too, right? So
y'all both got me beat then.
Yeah.
We ain't even. If I got to go to the truck, we got major problems.
But see, that's the 300. That's the 300 blackout with the vest ready to go.
And that's why we avoid conflict. Look, I like the fact that I tell my classes all the time. I like the fact that what I want to say, I can't say that, so I almost had to stop myself because we're on YouTube and I don't want certain things to get flagged. But I'm gonna say this: that we love to where we avoid conflict. You fill in the blank, whatever that is. Mm-hmm. We love so much that when we get to work, it's work. It's a box that has to be checked. No emotions, no nothing. It's a tango down and that's it. It's you didn't understand? No, it's a box that had to be checked. So it's like, and then with that box that has to be checked, there's so much stuff that comes with that because some of you all, and I pray you do, and if you tune into this channel and also hit up Marquise and John, there's so much that goes on beyond the trigger. After you pull that trigger, is so much stuff that comes with that. And if you don't understand, you may think, bad guys problems, that tango's down, or target's down, or bad guys down, fuckers down, whatever you want to call them, like the end of the movie, and then the credits roll up, and then the police finally come on scene, and then that's it, and then you get to see Home Alone 2, Lost in New York, which is the next movie. You think that's it? No, that's just the beginning of your problems. Mm-hmm. Because then if you in a hood shooting, oh my God, former homicide. If you in the hood shooting, just trying to contain the hood after a shooting, right? Now you got evidence that's walking away. Oh no, don't take that. That was critical. That was one of the things that led to me having to shoot this guy. Shit, he's running off with it. Now you got that running off from the scene. So now you're going to prove your innocence. And you got so many other things, and now they don't care about why you shot their mans. They don't care about that. Now they coming after you, and you got, oh my God, it's just, that's a whole nother, we ain't got enough time. Nope. A whole nother closing remarks. Go, y'all.
So closer. No, John, go ahead. You go ahead.
So, I mean, I'd like to tell people, I mean, this, we can piggyback just a little bit, but like in our class, obviously, if you go on our website and stuff, you'll see stuff, how to become a guardian. When you're training with us, you know what I mean? And I guarantee Marquise and Mike are the same way. I'm not training you to be a hero. Okay. I don't want you to be a hero. You need to protect you and what's yours and go home. That's what you're guarding.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you ain't guarding the world. You're not Captain America. You're not Superman. You're not Batman. We're not vigilantes. You're just covering what's you and what you love, what's dear to you. That's what you're guarding. That is where you become a guardian. You're guarding your life and your family's life. That's it. Other than that, we stay out of it. I don't want to be in the mix.
And what to carry will be contingent with where you live.
Yep.
Like some of you all live who watch this YouTube channel or Facebook or whatever, you live in Great Town, USA. Like you guys still have ice cream shops and you could sit outside and it's the American Pie kind of scenery, or you live in Mokina or someplace.
I was about to say, go to Mantino, to PJ's, you know what I mean? And it's right smack in the middle of town and everyone's out playing and it's just beautiful.
Yeah, or pre-tornado, sorry, Naperville. You live in Naperville where it looks beautiful downtown and all this other stuff. Like you might be able to get away with carrying, a revolver and a speed loader or two, which you need to have, right? If you're going to have a revolver. Right, that's a whole nother conversation, or like EDC Brian Nichols said, I only carry a 380 with 6. I need to step my game up. I don't know. Maybe not, because I know I've watched enough TV shows where such and such has been at a mall and it was an off-duty copper with a 380 with 6 rounds, and then it was an active shooting going on, and you thought you had enough, and then you shot it, and it was click, 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 and it was shit, and then you felt like you didn't have enough. You don't carry the gun for your ego. You carry your gun for the battle. You can still carry a small battle-ready gun. Maybe you got the Glock 26 or any equivalent 12-round mag, and you got 221 somewhere in the vicinity where you can sit there and, do enough to suppress so you can get out of there, exfil, whatever the case may be, because you're not trying to engage unless you absolutely have to engage. Whole nother conversations, but it's like I carry so many stuff because I'm like right smack dab in the middle of Shirakistan, and it could go down like Shirakistan, Nam Laos. It's just all the dangerous places. You just like you've been dropped right in the middle of a black op, and you it's just you by yourself.
Like a real black op, like dark black op. Dark black.
Man, I'm telling you. And these are the things you got to be prepared for. Go, Marquise, go.
So what he was saying, like for me, and the way I tell my students about ammunitions or how much you carry, I tell people don't think of bullets as bullets or rounds or ammunition. Think of them as minutes. How many minutes do I have, or how many minutes do I carry until the cops can come help me? Okay, that's the way I look at ammunition. If I shot one bullet a minute, and I'm talking, if I shot one bullet and counted to 60 seconds, that's what I'm talking about. Now, I carry 56 minutes. Now, you saw the quotation marks, correct? Now, if I need to go through all 56 of those minutes, there's some issues beyond my control. And maybe I should have been like, I should have drove away on this one. Because technically, as I said, I live my life EP every day, all day. If it's not my circus, it ain't my monkeys. Ain't got nothing to do with that.
Nope.
When it comes to, I used to, and like John talks about the guardian mindset. I just fell in love with this man because for a long time, I taught the warrior mindset, and I started looking at the concept of words have power.
Mm-hmm.
A warrior, by definition, is someone who's fought in or been in a war. Yep. How do I teach you a warrior mindset if I can't put you in that environment? So I taught the guardian mindset for the last up number of years. I can't even think of how long it's been now. And it was because when I went to, and again, no offense to cops, I was at an ILEADA conference.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
And I forget the gentleman who was speaking to us, and he asked every cop in that room, what is your job? Hands went up to get home at night. And I just turned around and looked. And Mike, you see my face. The fuck? So I let it ride. The next person was like, to protect my partner, this, that, and the other. I was like, And the guy looks at me. He's like, you got something you want to say. And I was like, to serve and protect is on the side of the cars. And he looked at me and he was like, what PD are you with? I'm not. I'm an instructor.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And he just kind of looked at me salty as hell. And all the cops looked at me and you could see the teeth came down like, oh, you're going to bite this motherfucker. But I was like, dude, I don't teach warrior mindset because I teach the guardian mindset, which means that I'm here to guard my life from you from taking it. Yep. Because in the movies, as he just said, you got the good guy committing a lot of crimes in the name of justice.
Yep.
And then the credits roll.
The slow walk.
The one that pissed me off the most was Death Wish with Bruce Willis.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
They talked about the FOI card on that movie.
Mm-hmm.
And somehow he ended up with automatic weapons and a whole bunch of ammo.
Mm-hmm.
So you pointed out the problem we have in Chicago, but no one thought about the problem we have in Chicago. They thought about the fact that the hero was triumphant.
Yep.
And he ended the movie by going, Mike, I don't curse. Fuck out of here.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
All right? Fuck out of here with that nonsense. There is a consequence when you pull that trigger.
Yep.
All right? You play these games if you want to. You don't have the concealed carry insurance. You don't have the training. I'm telling you now. You pull that trigger, put me in your freaking wheel or whatever else you got. Because I love free shit. Okay?
And we're not even going to get into the psychological effects.
Oh, brother, we ain't got the time.
We ain't got the time.
Unless you want to extend.
We ain't got the time. We ain't got the time. We ain't got the time because
again, another topic for another day. Let's bring on.
Let's bring
on a couple doctors.
Yeah. Y'all follow this channel and follow them too. We're gonna have these conversations. Y'all already said that you all have learned so much stuff. We're gonna talk about that, man. I can't even talk about the topics we're gonna talk about. We just follow, subscribe. I appreciate you all for coming in. We're gonna have more of a robust conversation, and we're gonna invite USCCA rep Dominic Cantanella back so that we can discuss some stuff. I swear I'm working to try to get 10 folks on this screen right here so that we all look like little ass Monopoly pieces trying to get the boardwalk. Yeah.
And as soon as someone say something stupid, take your ass to jail.
Yeah. I appreciate you guys. All right, here we go. We're going to go on ahead and cut out. Please make sure that you support the channel. Please make sure that you do support the channel. You can always go to MikeBrownsMerch.com. Make sure you support Marquise and P6 Firearms Training. Get out to those classes. Those classes are fun. Same thing with John, Guardian Concepts. Go on out to what's the fair you said you're going to be? I almost said DuPage County.
Will County Fair.
Will County, yes.
Yeah,
the
Will County Fair, which is in Peatone, just off of 57.
Yes.
What is that? Exit 327.
When is it going to be?
That is the 25th through the 29th of August.
Oh, hell yeah. I'm going out there.
Yep. Yeah. And then the Moments Gladiola Fest is August. It goes on longer, but the fair actually where we'll be at is the 14th and 15th of August.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the information from you guys. So make sure you guys text me the quick whatever you want to put on here, so I can throw that in the comments, plug that in, other stuff like that, because I want people to reach out to you guys for your training. I'm sure they loved your wisdom. You've seen it in the comments, stuff like that. So we want to keep that going. You all have a great night. Have a great night. Have a great night. Again, thank you all for another awesome episode. Yes, I love it. The comments, the interaction, stuff like that. Invite more people to this. Invite more people to this, so that way you all can learn way more than that 16-hour class, because that 16 hours is not enough. It's not enough. We need to have conversations.
That last night.
Yeah, for sure. All right. You guys stay safe. Marquise, stay safe. Same thing, John. And we will talk soon. Out.
Later.
Peace.